What's up guys, Jordan here, back at it with another RSQUAD video. Yeah, nice to see you tonight. Just kidding, I'm not Jordan. Shocker. What's up RSQUAD? If you don't know me already, my name is Allie and I'm a senior at Topsail High School. I'm also the creative intern here at RSQUAD. If you don't know what that basically means that I make Instagram posts, I direct video shoots, and I lead this awesome team right here. Shout out to them, they're the best. And this week I'm bringing you guys the RSQUAD video. So when Jordan asked our team of interns to film this RSQUAD video, the first thing that came to my mind was to think about all of the things that I wish that I would have heard when I was in middle school and high school. Like I said earlier, I'm a senior, so I'm pretty much done with everything, and that's kind of scary to think about, but being a senior, I know what it's like going through middle school and high school, and I'm fresh out of it too. So the first thing I thought of was something that maybe I would have wanted to hear, and the first thing that came to my mind was the word authenticity. So the dictionary says that authenticity means being true to your own personality, beliefs, and values, no matter the pressure that you're under. So when I thought back on my middle school and my high school time, I realized that there were definitely moments that I wasn't being true to myself, and I wasn't being true to my values, and I wasn't being completely authentic. There were plenty of times, especially in middle school, when I would compromise my faith or compromise my personal beliefs or even my own personality. I would just try to be somebody that I wasn't, to try to fit in with a group of people that really weren't even like the best group of people for me to be hanging around with anyways. But I just wanted to be cool. I just wanted to fit in. I think we all do, honestly. So, like I said, when I look back on all of those times, I cringe so hard because not only was I being somebody that I wasn't, but I also was just being an awkward, weird middle school girl. If you didn't know me in middle school, this is what I looked like. Yeah, that was definitely me trying to be somebody that I wasn't, and as we can all see, it really didn't work out for the greater good. I also look back on a bunch of times where my social life took priority over my spiritual life, and I chose hanging out with friends instead of reading my Bible or choosing to stay on Musical.ly a little longer that night instead of praying before I went to bed. In Luke chapter 12, Jesus is talking to the disciples and he's giving them warnings about hiding behind a religious mask. So I'm going to read Luke 12, verse 1 through 3. This time the crowd, unwieldy and stepping on each other's toes, numbered into the thousands, but Jesus' primary concern was his disciples. So already we're seeing that Jesus' primary concern is his disciples, and we are disciples of Jesus as Christ followers, so we got to make sure that we're listening to this also. He says to them, "Watch yourselves carefully so you don't get contaminated with the Pharisees' yeast." Pharisees' phoniness. Pharisee phoniness. What great alliteration right there. You can't keep your true self hidden forever. Before long, you'll be exposed. You can't hide behind a religious mask forever. Sooner or later, the mask will slip and your true face will be known. You can't whisper one thing in private and preach the opposite in public. The day's coming when those whispers will be repeated all over town. So what we can compare this to our own personal lives is that sometimes we do things in private that we definitely wouldn't do to the public. Or we say one thing, but we really do another thing. Basically, right here, Jesus is saying, you gotta practice what you preach. So there's a lot of times in our personal lives, especially me, going through middle school and high school, there were a lot of times that I would post all these super inspirational Instagram posts or captions, or have these super awesome verses in my bio, or post a picture of the Bible verse I had been reading that day. And I would make sure everybody knew that that's what I was doing. But then when I would be hanging out with my friends, it would just be completely opposite. So as I say all of this, I say it all to say that the absolute best advice that I could give you is to be who God made you to be. Don't be somebody else. Don't ever try to compromise your faith or compromise your values or even your own personality. Don't ever try to compromise that to be somebody that you're not. God has a specific plan and design for your life, and you have your own personal calling. And if you're over here trying to act like a fool in your third period, I don't think that that's the way that God wanted you to go. So as we leave, I'm going to give you guys my favorite verse of scripture, and that is Romans 12:2. It says, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will." So Jesus is telling here, don't conform to the patterns of this world. Don't be of the world. Don't be like those other kids that you want to be like. Because in reality, they all have their own messed up stuff going on too, and you really shouldn't be looking at them and thinking, oh, I want to be like them, so I'm going to change my personality to fit like them. No, Jesus says, do not conform to the patterns of this world. So my challenge for all of you this week is to take some time and look back, reflect on your life, and reflect on the areas that you're living out right now, and think about what are some of the things and the areas of your life that you may be compromising your faith for. What are the areas of your life that you're not being true to who God tells you to be or who God calls you to be? And what are the places in your life that you're not being completely authentic? Alright, RSQUAD, it was so awesome hanging out with you guys. Next week we have another awesome video from a different intern, so you'll have to tune in and find out who it is. Bye guys.